Welcome back to Manga Mondays, the only manga review show that's at least a little bit woke to Touhou. I'm reviewing Forbidden Scrollery, the conspicuously inconspicuous Touhou manga release that came out earlier this year. Guys, Touhou is suddenly coming to America, and it's doing it in the weirdest imaginable way. All of a sudden, all these Touhou games are being released on, like, the PS3 and the Switch. Like, one of the main games that's actually out on the Switch is a Touhou fighting game of some kind, but none of them are, like, mainline series games, and none of them are, like, massive productions. They're kind of just, like, low-rent, low-budget indie games that for some reason are being sold for frankly outrageous prices on all these consoles. If they were selling these for $10, $15 in the e-store or on Steam, I could see buying them, but like the $40 price tag. So on top of all these random offshoot video games getting brought over, they also are releasing one of the tie-in manga series, which is written by the guy who made the games, Zune. These are like official manga, but they don't exactly just tell the story of what's going on in Touhou. I mean, in fairness, no part of Touhou really does, so in a lot of ways, any entry point is as good as any other. The bulk of what you're going to learn about Touhou is going to come from researching it. Playing any one game is not going to be like a good crash course. You're just going to have to kind of learn everything by consuming as much of it as you can and, you know, reading lots of the fan work that sort of fills in the gaps of what isn't addressed in the original content. But anyways, as for this manga itself, it's a pretty fun time. It's about Marisa and Reimu, the two main characters of the Touhou universe, sort of getting wrapped up in some random folkloric stories, like random yokai encounters that are related to this girl, an original character from the manga, who collects ancient texts, and some of these texts have begun coming to life and wreaking havoc on the lives of the characters. Like most of Touhou, this has way more focus on lore than it does on storytelling or characterization. We aren't really told that much about Marisa or Reimu. We just kind of get the basic gist of their attitude, and we kind of understand what their jobs are, but not really. What the series instead goes super in-depth on is explaining yokai mysteries, explaining the history of each of these folkloric Japanese demons, or just lingual jokes, lots and lots of lingual jokes, which translate surprisingly well. Also, the artwork is just really solid all the way through. It's very cutesy, but it captures the Touhou level of like detail and costuming to an excellent degree. I would say this is a very like moe take on Touhou, but I think that's pretty accurate to what Touhou is. I don't think anyone would complain with this as the art for a Touhou manga, and the original characters are adorable. There's just something really bizarre about seeing a Touhou manga get released. The main reason I can imagine people wanting to read this is that they are fans of Touhou, yet nowhere on the book does the word Touhou come up. You can only find out what Touhou is by reading a back of the book blurb about it, explaining what the fuck you just looked at. But it doesn't go into that much detail about anything. This definitely is not trying to indoctrinate you into the world of Touhou, it's just trying to sell you a totally random manga from the Touhou universe as if it were a standalone story that on your own, you may research and find the hidden depths of. Anyways, that's it for that one. Sorry I sound like shit, I'm just coming down from being sick, but, you know, more manga next week. Ayy.